Only the Phantom of the Opera is more entertaining with a mask on than Russell Westbrook in the NBA right now. Yes, I'm a big fan of the opera fan. It's Jeremy Rucker, sports writer for Bleacher Report, numberfire.com. Jason Rubin here. You know me. I'm TYT Sports, of course. But let's move forward. So Russell Westbrook has been unstoppable, to say the least.
It's one word you could use.
Right.
Incredible, unbelievable, unstoppable, ridiculous, very
captivating,
good.
Very good.
Very good.
Insert any
Proficient.
adjective, proficient, any adjective you would like, but he is literally taking over the NBA, and it's the greatest thing to watch. Because the Oklahoma City Thunder are without Kevin Durant, and Russell Westbrook is doing everything he can to say, I am the best player on this roster, and it truly does seem like when you don't have Kevin Durant on your team, Russell Westbrook for the future, wherever he goes in 2016, 2017, I know you want him to go to the Lakers, I want him to go to the Knicks, who knows where he ends up. But let's just throw to two quick tweets. And this does not include yesterday's 43, 8, and 7 performance. But if we go look at the first tweet from SportsCenter, in the last 8 games played without Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook averages, capitalized, a triple-double, 34 points per game, 10.7 rebounds per game, and 11.1 assists per game. Okay, mini Oscar Robertson. Next tweet, he's joining some elite company. He has decided to sit at the dinner table with, some pretty good NBA players. This is since 1987. Only Jordan and Johnson.
Hey, you know what there's going to be a lot of at the dinner table? Dishes.
God. I don't even know why I'm laughing at that joke, but it was...
I do. Anyway, back to Westbrook.
Move forward.
Yep.
As we go. Sorry. There's going to be dishes at the table.
So many dishes.
And dimes. But, yeah, so
Weird,
Westbrook has been doing just elite, best player in the league over the last 10 games. Obviously. He had a dent in his face, by the way, which we're going to throw to a graphic of that as well, which we thought when we were watching that game. I think it's because he's got a bruise. It just looks like a bruise. No one gets a dent in their face.
I think we convinced ourselves of that because no one should have a dent in their face. No. Craters don't happen on faces usually. It's more of a geological sort of phenomenon. Anyway.
It was brutal. But Jeremy, let's go into a little bit of discussion here. Can the Thunder win without Kevin Durant?
They can win some games. They can win about the percentage that they're winning without Kevin Durant right now. Yeah. I mean, Westbrook is way too good. His stats are indicative of how good of a player he is and how amazing of a player he might become. I think that these last 2 weeks this last month and a half almost now, and the entire month of February, is the start of something very, very special. We can get into that later. I think Westbrook is reaching another level, and the NBA is going to see truly just how amazing this kid is.
Right.
But back to your question, right now they're in the 8th seed, right? They're about a half game or a game up behind the Pelicans. Yeah,
they're up.
It's a toss-up if they make the playoffs. So much can happen in 20 games. When is Durant coming back? Do you know?
I think
Does anybody know?
They're holding him off until Westbrook stops shooting and scoring and triple-doubling on a regular basis.
Stops having his hand like 75 points a game?
Yeah, roughly
fair
that.
enough. Okay, well, considering that, I mean, Westbrook is amazing. That team is okay. Ibaka's good. They got Kristich,
yes,
who is a nice presence in the middle they haven't had before. They don't have Perkins, which is always a plus. But, that team isn't great. That team wasn't great with Durant and Westbrook in terms of, finals capabilities. So it's really hard to gauge where they are, especially because people keep growing in and out of the lineups. You have both stars, you have no stars, you have one star, you have a guy pretending to be Oscar Robertson. You don't really know what to expect.
Just a shorter version of him.
The shorter, faster, more athletic, more masked, wears weirder stuff version of Oscar Robertson.
Yeah, got a clothing line at Barney's.
That's true. That's true. He does. That's why he should also come to LA, hint, hint. But yeah, I mean, what Westbrook has been doing really can't be overstated and really shouldn't be underappreciated because he's the first player since Michael Jordan to score 4 triple-doubles in a row. And then he narrowly missed out by 2 rebounds and 3 assists and still scored 43 points.
Right, and now
that's that's an off game for this dude.
When you watch that game, any game now with Russell Westbrook, they have a triple-double tracker on the bottom. And after the first quarter of last night's game against the Bulls, which they did lose, and he did everything he possibly could and deserved to take that last shot. If anybody's going to criticize him for not hitting the open Ibaka, no, you hit 43 points in a game, you are commanding that team, you deserve to take that shot.
That's why he'd be great in the Lakers and the Knicks, because we're totally okay with that. We have Carmelo, we have Kobe. Man, if you can score 45 points, you're taking that last shot, even if it doesn't get anywhere near the rim.
Which it didn't. And then he stepped on the line. But, poor Westbrook. So the one thing I want to mention real quick before we go and wrap this up. Is it fair to give or to throw Russell Westbrook towards the top of the MVP charts while Steph Curry still commands one of the best records in basketball, has not, like, his game hasn't diminished at all since the start of the season, but because Russell Westbrook's triple-doubles and the stats and the takeover that's happened over 10 games, all of a sudden, Steph Curry's not the MVP anymore. James Harden's not the MVP anymore. Even LeBron James isn't the MVP anymore. Everyone's talking, can this be Russell Westbrook? Is he just going to do what Kevin Durant did and then have also an early exit from the playoffs?
He should be in the MVP discussion, obviously.
Before these numbers happen, too?
Well, I mean, these numbers happened.
Right,
So that's what we're talking about. He's certainly in the discussion, but he's not the MVP. I mean, he's just not. I love Westbrook.
Because he's not the real MVP.
He's not the real MVP. Westbrook's great. What he's been doing these last couple months has been incredible, but his team is barely going to make the playoffs. And I know there's been injuries, and I know the West is tough, but that's a contributing factor to this award, whether you like it or not, and that's not going to change this year just because Westbrook has been doing some amazing things. Anthony Davis is also amazing. Anthony Davis is not going to win the MVP. What makes James Harden, Steph Curry, LeBron really viable candidates is that their teams are really good.
Yeah.
And that's really a huge factor when you can consider who's going to be the MVP. And I don't think this is going to be a problem for Westbrook because, like I said before, I think this is the beginning of something very, very special. The dude's 25 years old. We have a lot of Westbrook to be seen. There's a lot of MVPs that could be won.
That's true. Well, there you have it, guys. As always, thank you for watching TYT Sports. What do you guys think? Is Russell Westbrook the real MVP this year? Can the Thunder, with just Westbrook, still hold on to that 8th seed and continue to play ridiculously good basketball without the reigning MVP? Leave your thoughts all your thoughts in the comment section below. From Jeremy, Jason, thank you for watching, and do not forget to subscribe.